You're watching KCCI 8 News.
Next at 10, teacher arrested. The shocking behavior at an Ankeny elementary school.
Plus, a multi-million-dollar makeover.
Hotel Fort Des Moines will certainly be one of the finest hotels in the city of Des Moines.
A look at the new plans for the historic Des Moines landmark.
And
we need this option now, not years from now.
The new moves from Senate Democrats hoping to make it easier to access medical marijuana now.
Plus, a scam warning you need to hear. How criminals are trying to take your money for skipping out on jury duty.
The most watched news in central Iowa. This is Iowa's news leader. This is KCCI 8 News at 10.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us. We begin tonight with breaking news. An Ankeny teacher arrested for having alcohol in her classroom.
KCCI's Laura Nichols joins us live from the newsroom to explain what happened.
40-year-old Jennifer Rich is charged with public intoxication and child endangerment. Now, a concerned parent who was at the school to help with a Valentine's Day party is the one who called police.
I'm in shock, actually.
A mixture of shock and anger is the feeling from parents at East Elementary School in Ankeny.
For a teacher to be able to have alcohol in the school and not be immediately fired kind of upsets me a little.
It's unfortunate, and I'm glad nobody was hurt.
Police say 40-year-old Jennifer Rich, a kindergarten teacher here, was drinking during school hours on Friday. Officers found a 6-pack of beer in a leather carry bag in Rich's classroom. 2 cans were empty. The other 4 were full.
She apparently has a serious problem. I mean, if to do that in school.
Police say Rich's eyes were bloodshot and she tested positive on a preliminary breathalyzer test.
We immediately put Jen Rich on administrative leave.
Chief Human Resource Officer Jennifer Owenson says the school district conducted its own investigation and gave Jennifer Rich the option to resign. Monday night, the Ankeny School Board accepted her resignation.
The principal has been in touch with all of the parents over the weekend, assured them that their children were never in any kind of harm.
Rich's profile, which has since been taken down from the school's website, says she's been teaching in Ankeny since 2001.
We had no information that this was an ongoing problem that was in the classroom.
Parents say they just hope this will be a wake-up call.
Maybe she'll get the help she needs now.
Hopefully the kids can just recover and keep going.
Now, school officials tell us students in that classroom will now have a long-term substitute teacher, and they are keeping an eye on those students to make sure they adjust well to this change. Live in the newsroom, Laura Nichols, KCCI 8 News, Iowa's news leader.
5 years of Teresa Cepino's interviews with police took center stage in Waterloo today. Cepino is accused of killing her estranged husband, Stephen Fisher, and his girlfriend, Melissa Gregory, in 1983 near Newton. During the trial today, the jury listened to interviews focused on Cepino's actions the night of March 2nd, 1983. While the prosecution continued to point out inconsistencies in Cepino's original statement and the later interviews, under cross-examination, the defense hit on things that have not changed in the time since the murders.
It has been consistent for 32 years that out at the crime scene there was no blood belonging to Terry Cepino.
Correct.
Right? No blood belonging to Tim Cepino.
Correct.
There was not a single hair from Terry's head found out at the Copper Dollar Ranch. Is that
Correct.
right?
Testimony resumes tomorrow. KCCI's Marcus McIntosh will be there. He will have live reports starting at noon.
Well, it's the ultimate downtown Des Moines hotel renovation. $40 million to bring the Hotel Fort Des Moines back to life. And KCCI's Todd Magel is live right now in downtown Des Moines with a look at what's in store for this 95-year-old building. Todd?
Kevin, not much is happening here tonight. As you can see, it's pretty quiet. In fact, the Hotel Fort Des Moines has lost a lot of its luster over the last few years. But now a 23-year-old hotel expert says he has big plans to change that.
The history of this building, the history and the legacy of this hotel is one that's unmatched. You know, I think there may only be a handful of hotels like this across the nation.
Meet Raj Patel, a 23-year-old with big dreams. Hawkeye Hotels, his family's Eastern Iowa company, just spent $4 million to buy the Hotel Fort Des Moines, and he has some grand plans for the once grand hotel.
So I look forward to maintaining the historical significance of the Hotel Fort Des Moines and then adding our modern touches to it.
The public spaces, like the lobby, retain many of the elegant features of the century-old hotel. He plans to expose the original 2-story ceiling. And the second-floor ballroom has hosted too many presidential candidates to remember.
This is the room everyone's been in. You know, you think about Hillary Clinton, Barack Obama, Mitt Romney. Everyone has had their election night result parties here.
This has been a great victory.
But while the national spotlight shined on Mitt Romney, it missed the less glamorous side of the Fort Des Moines.
There it goes.
The 230 rooms need updating, and Patel has already begun the work to gut every one of them.
And these are all copper, these are all cast iron.
Only the interior skeleton will remain. That includes the outdated presidential suite, which Hillary Clinton once described as one of the dreariest rooms she's ever stayed in.
For the first time in almost 100 years, the Hotel Fort Des Moines will shut down in just a few months. But when it reopens in 2017, the new owner says it will be a crown jewel for his company and for downtown Des Moines.
And the Hotel Fort Des Moines will certainly be one of the finest hotels in the city of Des Moines, if not the entire state of Iowa.
Now, Patel is also working with other major hotel companies, Marriott, for example, to try to have them join the Hotel Fort Des Moines for reservations, that kind of thing. We should know who that will be coming up in the next couple of months. We're live downtown. Todd Magel, KCCI 8 News, Iowa's news leader.
Thank you, Todd. Also new at 10, Raj Patel's brother Ravi Patel has announced today that he is going to run for Congress in Iowa's 1st Congressional District. 29-year-old Democrat from Cedar Rapids, emphasizing his hotel business background in his announcement. The seat is currently held by first-term Republican Representative Rod Blum.
Iowa's medical marijuana law is barely a year old, and some lawmakers are already looking to change it. KCCI's Steve Carlin has more on a new move by Senate Democrats.
Well, Stacey, under a proposed piece of legislation, certain Iowa businesses would be allowed to produce and distribute medical marijuana. The Democrats say they're doing this to expand the availability of the drug for Iowans who really need it. Iowa Senate Democrats said Monday that they will introduce a legislation this session, and it comes after a day when 2 Senate committees heard from a number of residents at the State House who described their difficulties in trying to obtain medical marijuana to treat personal or family illnesses.
Passing a medical cannabis bill or rescheduling it won't fix everything, but it might just save some of those heroes.
Last year, Governor Branstad signed a bill into law that allows for the possession and use of cannabis oil to treat chronic epilepsy. But the law does not provide any way for residents to make or distribute the oil in Iowa. It also prohibits other forms of medical marijuana, which is a huge problem for Iowans who suffer from other illnesses.
Iowans are talking, and I hope you're listening. We need this option now, not years from now. Patients are suffering every day and dying every day that could be saved. At the very least, have their pain and symptoms eased.
The proposed legislation would create a program that monitors the production and distribution of medical marijuana in Iowa. The Democrats say it's similar to legislation in other states. During his weekly press conference on Monday, Branstad said he does not know if any additional medical marijuana legislation will pass this session. But he did say he is open to working with the state of Illinois to allow Iowans to travel there to access the drug. Illinois recently passed legislation for a pilot program that allows companies to manufacture and distribute medical marijuana in their state. But before anything is done, Branstad wants to discuss this issue further with Illinois Governor Bruce Rauner. Also right now, Governor Branstad will not say if he will support a fuel tax increase to fix Iowa's roads and bridges. Lawmakers are considering a proposal to raise the state gas tax by 10 cents per gallon. The governor says the legislation could change before it gets to his desk, so he's reserving judgment. Legislative panels have sent bills to full committees in both the House and the Senate for consideration. Kevin?
Thank you, Steve. A scam alert for you tonight. It isn't the typical tax season scam either. This time, criminals are posing as members of law enforcement. KCCI's Ryan Smith joins us live for the explanation. Ryan?
Kevin, according to this police report, the victim came here to the Polk County Courthouse with a paid receipt in hand, hoping to clear her name for failing to appear for jury duty. But turns out it was all a hoax.
It starts with a phone call. A man claiming to be with the Polk County Sheriff's Office, threatening arrest for failing to show up for jury duty. The suspect, aka Lieutenant Donaldson, aggressively demands payment.
That's gets right at the integrity of the court system.
County Attorney John Sarcone says Polk County follows a very specific procedure for folks who dodge jury duty. It doesn't involve a fine or harassing phone call.
We don't call people on the phone, telling them there's warrants out for their arrest and saying you can resolve this by paying money.
The scheme worked on a Des Moines elderly woman. According to the police report, the suspect said she had missed jury duty and raked up more than $2,000 in fines. The suspect promised to scale back the fines if she purchased a prepaid card from Come and Go. She did, and was duped out of more than $200.
It's a blatant attempt at thieving and stealing their money.
And Sarcone says in his entire career as Polk County attorney, he's never seen anyone held in contempt of the court for missing jury service. We're live downtown tonight. Ryan Smith, KCCI 8 News, Iowa's news leader.
Thanks, Ryan. Checking in with John now for a first look at that really cold forecast. John?
Yeah, it just keeps on coming. More cold air sliding into the state tonight. Now, since this afternoon, we really haven't changed a lot because of the wind direction and cloud cover. We're still holding in the mid-20s, but out west where it was in the 30s today, they have dropped, and the reason is the wind. The wind is starting to come around now to more of a northwesterly direction. You can see 10 to 12 miles an hour. Sioux City, Council Bluffs, so it's not real strong, but it will gradually usher in that cooler air through the overnight. So wake-up temps here in the metro around 10 to 12 degrees. Wind will be about 15 to 20 miles an hour. That'll put wind chills down below zero through at least mid to late morning. 11 o'clock temp, only 14, and afternoon highs tomorrow in the mid to upper teens with the wind chill creeping just above the zero mark.
Thank you, John. Right now, crews are fighting a massive fire after a train derailment in West Virginia happened this afternoon. The derailment sent at least one tanker to the nearby river and ignited at least 14 others. Officials say no serious injuries have been reported. It is not clear if the weather had anything to do with this derailment.
The flames are higher than the top of the mountain, and I could feel the heat on my face 5 houses away from the river.
I just think it couldn't have happened at a worse time.
A shelter has been set up at a nearby school for surrounding residents who were in the area that was evacuated after the explosion.
This week, a Wisconsin judge is expected to decide whether there's enough evidence to put 2 girls on trial for nearly killing a classmate. Police say the girls carried out a stabbing attack to please a fantasy character called Slender Man. Now, the defendants and the victim were all 12 years old at the time of the attack. The victim was stabbed 19 times but managed to crawl to safety and has since recovered.
Next at 10, down and disappointed. What a new poll reveals about Americans' attitudes about ISIS.
Plus, the deep freeze, a look at the record-breaking cold that's sweeping the nation.
And unstoppable, the Lynx one marathoner went to finish a race. It'll amaze you.
A violent week at a local high school leads to some changes.
As you were getting ready for the week, we told parents of students at one local high school what new security measures they'll be seeing over the next few days.
Tomorrow, the roller coaster of temperatures continues. Which day you'll see highs only in the single digits.
And if all this frigid weather has you feeling down,
we'll be telling you about 6 different ways you can ditch the winter blues.
Those stories and your weather every 5 minutes.
Tomorrow on KCCI 8 News This Morning from 4:30 to 7.
You're going to love the feeling at the new Toyota of Des Moines. Love the warm and spacious new showroom loaded with selection. Love our lowest live market prices on a new Toyota Camry, just $199 a month. Get that loving feeling and always get our best for less at the new Toyota of Des Moines.
I'm Chris, owner of C's Landscape and Design. For over 20 years, I've been designing and installing beautiful, low-maintenance landscapes. Call us today or visit our website.
Visit us online now or give us a call.
At GMC, one incredible idea leads to another. And here's our latest thinking. Built-in OnStar 4G LTE Wi-Fi, available on the new 2015 GMC Terrain. Making Terrain one very mobile hotspot. Now current lessees, switch to GMC and use your Auto Show bonus cash to lease this 2015 Terrain for around $179 per month with $989 due at signing.
Kids Fest is fun for the whole family, and Fairway is happy to be a part of the excitement. Join us March 6th through the 8th at the Iowa State Fairgrounds Varied Industries Building for Kids Fest, where kids help kids, because proceeds help at-risk families and children right here in Iowa. Stop by Fairway and pick up your $2 off discount coupons. Then look for these family favorites: Quaker, Frito-Lay, Jolly Time, and Dr. Pepper. Don't miss the fun at Kids Fest March 6th through the 8th.
You're gonna love the feeling at the new Toyota of Des Moines. Love the selection of over 800 vehicles. Love our focus on your satisfaction. Love our live market price on a new Toyota Corolla, just $119 a month. Love is, you get our best for less at Toyota of Des Moines.
It's your best source for weather to go. The KCCI 8 weather app. Easy access to daily 8-day and video forecasts. Plus custom radar and personal alerts for your area. Download our free weather app today. Sponsored by Wyckoff Heating and Cooling.
Everyone, right now a new poll shows Americans are increasingly unhappy with President Obama's handling of ISIS. A CNN poll finds 57% of the nation disapproves of how the president handles the threat posed by the terrorist group. The declining approval ratings come after a weekend of international turmoil. On Saturday, 2 people were shot and killed in Copenhagen, and today thousands of people gathered to honor the victims. A candlelight vigil taking place just outside the cafe where a gunman shot through the windows during a free speech event. We're learning the 22-year-old gunman was released from jail just 2 weeks ago. He was shot and killed by police.
Right now, 73 million Americans are under a winter weather warning or advisory. The Arctic chill sweeping across the South and Carolinas right now. In Boston, residents are feeling the impact of all that snow. Liam Martin reports from our sister station of a dramatic scene as a family's garage roof caves in on top of their 2 vehicles.
And you can see just how much snow was on that garage, certainly a couple of feet. There were 2 cars in this garage. It collapsed at about 4 o'clock yesterday, and this car, which you can see is crushed, there was a woman inside it at the time.
I get in the car, I turn on the ignition.
And then Jennifer Ehlers heard a crack.
I could see the hanging ladder moving with that crack, and then bang, just this loud bang, and you could feel the whole car move, and I physically ducked. Thinking I could be squished here flat, and then it was over.
Jennifer was alive but trapped. Her husband did not hear the crash over the snowblower until his son came running out of the house.
I came down the drive. I actually could see that it had collapsed.
And you see this garage on your car, you know your wife's in it.
Right.
What are you thinking?
Well, I was thinking I'm calling 911. But I wanted to make sure she was all right first.
Get me out of here. I was like, what are you waiting for? Get me out of here.
Pepperell Fire arrived and helped get Jennifer out through this narrow gap. The van on the other side of the garage completely crushed. You can just see it here. That's the car Jennifer was supposed to take.
We're lucky in the sense that she was on this side and
not in my car.
It actually went that way.
And the Ehlers have begun in haste after all this to try to get the snow off of their barn. That was built in the 1800s. This garage built in the 1970s, but obviously with all of that snow, it could not withstand it. 2 cars now destroyed. In Pepperell, I'm Lee Martin.
Boy, she is so lucky.
Very, very lucky. We haven't had anything like that here, obviously.
That's exactly right. All we're dealing with is a little cold.
Yeah, a lot of cold and not much in the way of snowfall. And really the near-term forecast pretty dry, at least into the weekend. Outside right now, we have some clouds overhead. The wind's starting to make that shift to more of a west-northwest direction. We've been holding in the mid-20s throughout the afternoon, and we will continue that for the next few hours before we start to see a little breakup in the cloud cover and an increase in the winds coming in from the northwest. Again, your morning temperatures tomorrow will be dealing with mainly 10 to 12 degrees, depending whether you're in the city or out. And then just a very slow warm up through the day, highs only in the mid to upper teens, and the wind chills finally climbing above 0 by about midday tomorrow. So lots of clouds overhead. We've had a few breaks in the clouds from time to time. And as the cold air comes in, a few snow flurries. But again, the big weather story way out to the northeast. You can see the system lifting to the north. A little closer view with the Viper display from New York over to Pittsburgh, south to Washington, Richmond. Snow, no snow in Boston yet, but they'll see some of this before the system finally moves off the coast. Now, the cold air is starting to pool up to the north. It will work in through the day tomorrow. So highs tomorrow, roughly about half of what you had today. Cold air coming in behind this area of low pressure and the cold front pushing off to the south. We'll have bands of clouds, maybe some flurries, and quite a bit of wind, 15 to 25 miles an hour. Here's your morning temperatures just above 0 to the north, into the double digits as you head down to the south. And highs tomorrow, well, it will be a very, very modest warm-up. We're talking mid-teens central, getting into the low 20s west, and far north and northeastern Iowa, only single-digit high temperatures for tomorrow. Here in the metro, plan on about 10 with some breaks in the clouds by morning. Partly to mostly cloudy tomorrow, another chilly day, highs only in the mid-teens. But the winds, that's what you'll notice for tomorrow. Now, Wednesday will be the coldest of the day, light winds, 9 degrees. By Thursday into the lower to mid-teens, and then we'll finally get back into the 20s by the weekend. Some hit and miss chances for snow Friday, again Sunday into Monday. Too early to say about accumulations yet, but mid to upper 20s, finally near 30 early next week.
Thank you, John. Next at 10, a remarkable finish. Meet the marathoner who refused to quit. That's next.
KCCI Weather is sponsored by Stivers Ford Lincoln, Iowa's #1 Ford Lincoln dealer on the Waukee side of West Des Moines.
More excitement, more adventure, more tunes, more versatility. Now through President's Day, get holiday bonus cash only at Nissan Now.
Get up to $1,000 bonus cash on top of existing offers on select models, or choose from 15 models with 0% APR for up to 60 months.
Get to Nissan now. Holiday bonus cash and soon.
Shop ChooseNissan.com. Innovation that excites.
First date, last date, guys' night out, girls' night out, normal everyday drives, and the ones that change your lives. No matter where you're headed on Iowa's roads, drive there safely. Make zero fatalities your goal.
Thrasher! Let our family keep your family comfortable all year round. Call us today at 262-2229 or visit our website.
If data is everywhere on your farm these days, why are insights still so hard to come by? Shouldn't it be easier to know what's happening in each field and make the best decisions? Data alone can't provide the answers, but data science can. That's why Climate Pro uses data science to turn all that data into something you and your trusted advisors can actually use, no matter where you are. Learn how Climate Pro can support your decisions with data science. Contact your dealer.
More people choose Ford F-Series to help run their lives, run their construction crews, their farms, even run away. And F-150 is the truck that helps you run on all cylinders. That's why Ford F-Series has been America's best-selling truck 38 years running. And with one sold about every 42 seconds, you guessed it, they're running out fast.
Now get up to $8,500 total savings or 0 for 60 plus up to $4,250 total savings, or lease an F-150 for just $229 a month.
Country Star is headed to the Iowa State Fair Grandstand. Fair announced today Justin Moore will perform with special guest Easton Corbin Friday, August 14th. Last week, the fair announced Def Leppard, Casting Crowns, and Alabama will all take the grandstand stage this year. Tickets for those shows go on sale later this spring. Ooh, an amazing finish. That's Kenyan Hyvon Ngetik crawling her way to a third-place finish at Sunday's Austin Marathon.
The elite women's marathoner led for much of the race, but somewhere between mile 23 and 26, her body just gave out.
For the last 2 kilometers, I don't remember. Finish line, I have no idea.
Race officials offered a wheelchair, but she shoved it away. She wanted to officially finish. Her incredible finish caught everyone's attention.
You ran the bravest race and crawled the bravest crawl I have ever seen in my life.
Thank you.
You have earned much honor.
Race Director Conley went on to say that the race will adjust Ngetik's prize money, giving her the same amount of cash as if she would have placed second.
I can only imagine the damage to her knees after all that.
Or, yeah, the rest of her body,
yeah,
too.
That's exactly right. Andy Garman's in next with the Grade 8.
Closed captioning is another way we keep you informed. Dr. Eric Donalds is an internal medicine physician at the Iowa Clinic in Urbandale. Get to know Dr. Donalds by watching his video profile on iowaclinic.com. To schedule an appointment, call 875-9000.
In the new issue of Sensible Health magazine, spring clean your diet for a healthier you. Fresh tuna recipes for quick and healthy dinners. And Fairway now offers a wide variety of organic produce. So pick up your free copy of Sensible Health at Fairway today.
When you set out to find new roads, you obsess over perfection, elevate form, and reinvent a category with the Chevy Colorado, the 2015 Motor Trend Truck of the Year. Come experience the most awarded car company of 2014 for yourself.
Current qualified competitive lessees can use Auto Show Cash to get this 2015 Chevy Equinox LT for around $189 a month.
Visit your local Premier Chevy dealer today.
The McChicken is more kickin' with bold jalapenos and melty white cheddar. The new Jalapeno McChicken, only $2 right now at McDonald's.
It only took 10 minutes.
I texted my buddy right in the middle of it.
I'm doing it on my lunch hour.
I'm Jane Conway from Nationwide. Giving blood is one of the easiest ways you can help save a life. That's why Nationwide holds company blood drives throughout the year.
The need for blood is greater than ever in central Iowa. Blood is needed every day for our local hospitals. Every pint donated can help save 3 lives, and LifeServe Blood Center's Bloodmobile can come to you, making it even easier.
Contact LifeServe today to plan a blood drive at your organization or to find a blood drive near you.
For this President's Day, Honda is celebrating the way Americans celebrate best.
With pyrotechnics. Because when you can get America's most trusted brand for an incredible deal, we think it's worthy of its own monument. Meet Mount Save More.
The Honda President's Day sales event, happening now at your Honda dealer.
In the new issue of Sensible Health magazine, spring clean your diet for a healthier you. Fresh tuna recipes for quick and healthy dinners. And Fairway now offers a wide variety of organic produce. So pick up your free copy of Sensible Health at Fairway today.
Welcome back, everybody. A glance at the AP Top 25 sees Northern Iowa climb to the school's highest ranking ever. They're up to number 11 this week. Iowa State stays put in the AP Top 25 at number 14. UNI just continues to prove the doubters wrong and continues to make hay in the Missouri Valley Conference. The Panthers dispatched Illinois State on Wednesday, then knocked down a struggling Missouri State team in Springfield over the weekend. Ben Jacobson's team led once again by Valley Co-Player of the Week, Seth Tuttle. Another big game for the Valley Player of the Year frontrunner. UNI just continues to take care of business. Next opportunity for the Panthers at Loyola on Wednesday night. Iowa State didn't move anywhere after a split weekend. They lost at OU, then beat West Virginia over the weekend. The big question going forward for the Cyclones might be health. Naz Long didn't play much in that West Virginia game, dinged his hip, but Fred Hoiberg said today he should be all right.
I anticipate he'll be fine. Looked like he took a little fall in that game where he got a little bruise on his hip. But Naz is as tough a kid as I've been around. So if there's anything going on, if he has any opportunity to get out there, I know he will.
The Cyclones play Oklahoma State Wednesday in Stillwater. Tip time is 8 o'clock. It's live on ESPNU. The Hawkeye women are up to number 13 in this week's AP Women's Poll, having won 17 of their last 19 games, dating all the way back to mid-December. The Hawks are on a great roll, and they're going to need to keep it up after a very quick turnaround. Iowa has played 2 games in 4 days, has a day to travel today, and is on the way to Minneapolis to play their 3rd game in 6 days tomorrow night.
We only have 1 day to prepare for Minnesota and no rest days. Usually, in a 3-game swing, you're getting 1 day to rest in between those, and we don't have that this time. So I think it was really important that we went to the bench, and our bench performed. Our bench came and played today, and so that was great.
Hawks with a big win over Indiana yesterday. Time for the grade 8, number 8, high school hoops, sort of. All the Pella Little Dutch senior boys showing off a variety of choreography and dance moves, all with a purpose. The 5 young ladies in the chair, the girlfriends. That's a classy way to ask the girls to prom. Nice job, fellas. Number 7, speaking of moves, Timberwolves dunk champion Zach LaVine. A reason to watch Minnesota basketball. Incredible performance on the slam dunk contest over the weekend. Number 6 college hoops, Michigan State, Ohio State, Denzel Valentine on Valentine's Day. Hits the 3, Sparty upsets the Buckeyes in East Lansing. Number 5, NBA All-Star Game, Chris Paul with the alley. Russell Westbrook with the oop, and look, hits his head on the backboard. Happens to me all the time on the 8-foot Nerf hoop. Number 4, high school girls hoops. Hannah Fuller, the steal and the buzzer beater. 3 to give Valley the lead at the end of the third quarter. The Tigers win the conference championship in that game. Number 3, Luis Suarez with the ridiculous bicycle kick for the goal. I mean, that's just impressive. Number 2, speaking of impressive, how about a couple of impressive finishes? North Dakota State and Denver, tie game, 2.7 seconds left. Three-pointer, Bison have the lead. Final chance, Brett Olson from half court. Still going overtime. The Bison would win in OT, but still, that is a way to protect the home floor, at least in regulation. And number 1, Cincinnati's Gary Clark inside baby hook for the bucket. Gives Cincinnati a 49-47 lead, only to be answered by Jonathan Stark, beating the buzzer and giving Tulane the big win in the Queen City.
More tunes, more versatility. Get holiday bonus cash only at Nissan now.
Get up to $1,000 bonus cash on top of existing offers on select models. Shop ChooseNissan.com.
Every day, in every one of our facilities, we never forget that our patients are confronting some of life's biggest questions. Fortunately, they're also surrounded by some of medicine's most promising answers. Because as the state's only academic medical center, UI Healthcare is relentlessly asking the hard questions that can lead to better treatments for every one of us. And we're taking that same approach to asking questions that can make your care simpler, easier, and more convenient. Never stop asking. UI Healthcare. Changing medicine. Changing lives.
Hi. Hi. Do your dentures come with a guarantee?
Oh no, dentures don't. But this thing did. Melts away love handles or your money back.
I'll be right with you.
Okay, let's try something new.
Hi. Hi. Do your dentures come with a money-back guarantee?
Absolutely.
Did you hear that?
They already know.
At Aspen Dental, we're not just fixing teeth, we're fixing dentistry by giving you a denture money-back guarantee. Call 1-800-ASPEN-DENTAL.
More excitement, more tunes, more versatility. Get holiday bonus cash only at Nissan now.
Get up to $1,000 bonus cash on top of existing offers on select models. Shop ChooseNissan.com.
Here is today's market report.
John?
Yes, upper teens for tomorrow after a chilly start to the morning, a little breezy, below 0 wind chills early. But Wednesday, highs only in the single digits. Teens again Thursday. Snow chances come back in toward the end of the week. Right now doesn't appear to be a whopper of a storm. We'll keep an eye on that.
Thanks, John.
Thank you, John. Thanks for joining us. CBS Evening News is not coming up next. The Late Show's coming up next. I'm very confused about what time of night this is. KCCI 8 News this morning starts at 4:30.
Are you sure about that?
I hope so.
Okay.
How about Dave? Dave's next.